welcome to this edition of Diaspora Central. I am Gil Ingles, and with me today, Diaspora, stand up, because with me today, yes, I do have the Angolan leadership from the city of Houston in the building. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Muma and Mr. Nuno Rosa are here on Diaspora Central Spotlight, because today we are talking about Angola and its initiatives for this year. Gentlemen, welcome to Diaspora Central Spotlight.
Thank you, Gil. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you, Gil.
How's everything going?
It's going all right.
Yeah?
Yeah, so far so good.
Mongolês.
Mongolês de Gema. Mongolês de Gema. We're here.
Nadia.
Nadia.
Yeah. Gentlemen, Angola is about to be Angola. It's been a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yep.
Quiet for quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know, here in Diaspora Central, we kind of like to have the conversation. But before we have the conversation, I like to start with the connection of those dots that legitimizes you as my guests to be the individuals that honestly represent what you represent. Can we start that conversation?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course, from what we all know, Mr. Muma, the head of the Angolan community in Texas, right? In the state of Texas,
State
not
of
just
Texas.
in the city of Houston, state of Texas.
State of Texas.
Right. What's the name of the organization?
The organization is called Django, which is the Associations of Angolans in the state of Texas. And so Django, basically, you probably have heard that name somewhere, but the full meaning of that name, that word, is a forum. Basically, forum, a place where people come together to resolve issues, to talk, to be a community, to dream, and have some type of direction for the community. So that's why we named the organization. It's been around since 2002. I joined in 2003, right after it started, and then I rose up to become a president of the association. So. Yeah, so that's Django here in the state of Texas.
And you are an elected president of the association, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Right. Now, Mr. Nuno Rosa.
Yes, man.
Faz tudo, Nuno.
I'm here, man.
The universal key of a community. Every community has a universal key, and looks like you are that individual for this state of Texas.
Thank you, man. Thank you, man. Well, I'm a very active member of our community. I work directly with Muma too at a Django. We run the association, which in other terms, if we want, Muma just said very well, is a place to be. But how can we correlate our Django with something here in the United States? It's like a pergola, okay? It's like something that you have in your backyard that you put people together, have a drink, have a grill, and then talk about the community. Right. That's the real meaning of Django. Has been led by Muma. We've done a lot of things, but beside of this, we have other things that we do. Okay.
Indeed.
Beside of Django, I'm also the president of ANUSBA. ANUSBA, Angola U.S. Business Association, is the first business association for Angolans and Americans, for small and mid-sized enterprises in the United States from Angola. We are the first ones.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we try to congregate small and mid-sized enterprises, help them to maximize business, develop partnerships, identify business opportunities, and work in both sides, not only from Angola to U.S., but from U.S. to Angola too. And then we can empower our community. Indeed. That's what we are working together. And we work with other organizations. We don't work alone. We work as a block.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because our objective, as you have done and many other guys have done in other states, we want to have a very strong community.
Right.
The guys that came in the past, they did a lot.
Indeed.
Then we need to get what they did and then put to the next level.
Right.
Change and improve. That's what we want to do. That's
There
it.
you go. Change and improve. And looks like both of you also, and especially you, Muma, now have done a few changes to your curriculum, because you also now one of the members of the board for the Luanda.
Yeah, Houston Luanda Sister City
Houston
Association.
Luanda Sister City.
Yeah, definitely. So, you know, when you do something, sometimes cross-pollination and just the nature of things, you end up also having some visibility or being seen by other people, and you called in to pitch in either just concepts, ideas, or, you know, getting your hands dirty in the work. So I was called in to help with Sister City Association. And this was also just right around the same time that I joined Njango. And we saw the vacuum. There was a need for some Angolan representation, and we made that happen. And we've had several presidents that came and went, several boards. And currently, I'm on the November 2020 elected board, with a great mission, great vision, great leader. Our president at this time is Fatima Benj. I serve as a treasurer of the association and many other things.
Okay.
So yeah, and the objective of this association is to link up those two cities. This is an effort between the two, between the two cities, but basically it's under the umbrella of the Sister Cities Association. This is a vast network of cities that are connected between each other. So our objective is to link up cities. In this case, we're talking about Houston and Luanda in terms of culture, business, education, you name it, but mainly business. Mainly culture and education. And health. Those are the three main ones, and then business and anything else comes as a consequence. Gotcha. So that's what we've been doing since November of 2019 or 2020 up to now. We're just getting ready for our next elections, which are going to be either in December or January, somewhere around there. Okay. But before that, we have a big event that's coming up. So our big event is we are wrapping up with a big gala. This gala has to do with the celebration, continuous celebration of the Angolan independence. So we'll have a lot of activities related to that. We've already been having activities related to the independence celebration, and this one of them is coming up. Yeah.
So this is pretty much a month long, or I guess it starts in November and it sometimes extends until the end of the year, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So and that's part of the conversation that we are here to have, is some of those activities that both of your institutions have going on pertaining to the community. Now, everyone kind of feels like in the last couple of years, let's say 3 years or so, everyone sort of felt that the Angolan community as a whole just disappeared, right? Went dormant somewhat in the mode, but that is not the case, because there were still things happening, right? There were a lot of changes going on also inside. So let's kind of now talk about some of the new initiatives already in place, because whenever there's change, so as we know, whenever there's transformation, there's always that little bit of uncomfortability that happens in the process, because it allows us to grow, and growth sometimes is not quite welcome initially, right? Until it gets going, it's a bit
tough to
tough
get
and
going,
difficult to get going, and I believe that our community did need that, because in all honesty, from 2005, when most of these associations solidified themselves within the communities, happened from 2005 until 2015. There was just too much going on, right? a lot of growth, a lot of prosperity, and some things have gotten way ahead of us. In other words, let's say the carriage in some cases may have been in front of the horses, right? And this gave all of us an opportunity to get the carriages back behind the horses, figure out the injured and
all the issues,
right?
the growing pains.
Exactly. Readjust the process and kind of get moving, and that, of course, also brought about new initiatives, right? Modified and enhanced to better benefit the community. So let's talk about some of those new initiatives. Let's start with the ones right for this celebration of the 46th anniversary of the independence. Luanda Sister Cities as the gala. What about Anusba?
Before I talk about Anusba, I just want to compliment something that Muma said, which is very important.
Yes, sir.
Luanda is the only African city that is a sister city with Houston. It's the only among 46 cities. Luanda is the only African city that is sister city with Houston, which is important.
A lot of responsibility.
A lot of responsibility for Angola. So that's why this new board is bringing new blood. Okay. Well, let me go and talk about Anusba. Well, we put together a very strong plan for to celebrate the 46th anniversary of independence of Angola. And then it starts with a business forum, Angola USA Business Forum, which is going to happen in December 14. It's an all-day event. It's going to start at 9:30 to 4:30 p.m. We are bringing distinguished guests from Angola, high-level executives from National Promotion and Export Agency, Angola National Oil and Gas Agency, Secretary of State for Planning and Economy. We have a couple of oil and gas companies coming to attend the forum. There's going to be a very good opportunity, not only for Angolan businesses, but for the diaspora. So that's why we are in Diaspora Central.
There you go.
For the diaspora.
No other place to come and announce something as big as that than Diaspora Central Spotlight.
This is the place. This is the place that we want to announce this. Well, it's going to be a very open forum. We are going to talk about business opportunities in both countries. Mainly, we want those executives to come here and showcase what are all the business opportunities available in Angola for foreign investment. Country has been changed a lot in the last 4 years. New investment law, private investment law, transparency. We have a lot of processes and compliance in place, which is good to attract foreign investment.
Indeed.
And then in a second day, we're going to have the gala as an official reception. That we're going to have all councils and politicians. It's going to be on 15 from 6 to 9 p.m.
So that's the 15th of December.
Yes, 15th of December. And then on 17th of December, we're going to have a community get-together. Because over the last 2 years, we've not done anything because of the COVID. It is important
to emphasize that also.
To emphasize. You said very important point that our community practically disappeared.
Well, it felt like it.
Felt
like it because
of the COVID and many other restrictions, budget constraint, and all this stuff.
I mean, there was still work going on behind the scenes, right? For those of us who was somewhat engaged, we knew that there were things happening, there were changes happening. But for a normal community member that only sees the events that come to them, it almost felt like he had just gone dormant. No, and Muma is going to talk about these. We have a very strong programs also at Django, to
approach the community,
Okay.
bring the community together. We have a lot of community events,
Gotcha.
donations. We
right.
have a lot of things to do.
Right. A lot of initiatives, but no, not to cut you off. Let's
Yeah.
go into a
Yeah.
quick break, right?
Mhm.
And let's show
Yeah.
some images of some of the community
Perfect.
events that have taken place before.
Perfect.
Of course, this is Texas, Houston, Texas, the city with the most Kizomba events in the entire U.S.
Okay.
I mean, gracious, the only place where you Monday through Friday can
Get a Kizomba
Yeah.
get a Kizomba
event.
Event.
and then Saturday and Sunday
More.
get 2 more Kizomba events, right? So let's show some images of some of that life in this city pertaining to Angola, and we'll be right back. And we are back. For those of you that have just joined us, you are now tuned into Diaspora Central with Gil Ingles, and my guests today are Mr. Muma, the president of Django, the Angolan Community Association, and Mr. Nunu Rosa, the head and
President.
chief in charge of Anusba.
That's it. I like it.
Yeah, the Angolan Business
Association.
Association. Now, You were talking about Nunu Rosa. You were talking about some of the initiatives that Jungle, where you also serve as the vice president, has to approach the community, right?
Yes.
So go on.
Yeah, we have Muma and I and other members of the association. We put together a very strong program, not only for this year, but the previous years too. We did a lot in the past, but pandemic came, hit us very hard. We stopped everything. But even during the pandemic, we did some work. MoMA put together a project to give masks, hand sanitizer, and we approached the community. We could have done more, but we lack in resources.
Okay. And not to cut you off.
Yes.
On the perspective of lacking resources, what is it that the community can actually do to help some of these efforts that Django has for them? Because a lot of times, and I want to approach with an autocritical mindset, because sometimes we fail to criticize ourselves in order to grow. So I'll play that role for the sake of understanding. What is it that the Angolan community needs to do to facilitate the work that the Angolan Association is trying to do to empower the community?
Well, I think it's a layered situation. It's not just a one-dimensional situation.
Okay.
So we got the situation where we need people.
Okay.
We need people, volunteers, people that come forward and show interest in working and executing all these plans that we have. That's one, and just being part of the process. The other one, we need finance. We need finance. None of us gets paid for this. We're all volunteers, but to make certain things happen, we need some money, and just the capability of rounding up these ideas as finances and the people to help with this work take place. We have great ideas from our community. We have great contributions from time to time. But what lacks the most is just people to show up and do what needs to be done. It's understandable. We have some type of community that it's very in flux. There's a tremendous amount of flux in our community where people come in and leave. It's not a stagnant society community for professional reasons and then for educational reasons. And sometimes you even have people who come here for medical reasons. They stay, they make themselves comfortable, but after a certain time, they leave. But Houston is one of the major medical places in the country, and a lot of people come from us. So we have all those happening. So we have a lot of people coming in, leaving. But the crux of it is people that will step up and contribute not only with their time but also with their finances to make some of these things happen. But I think just to continue on this, the work that Anusba is doing, the highlight, I think that's where our intentions and focuses are for this time, in terms of making sure that the business community gets empowered. We need to empower the business community, small, medium enterprises, to be able to get on their feet and do business. And I think from that, all the rest will trickle in. This forum that Anusba is putting together for this month of December 14th, is the forum that is going to determine a lot of things, So, and I would like Nuno to talk more about that, because it's a very important forum that we have coming up.
Yeah, and just to highlight, Nuno, before you go into that, to highlight one of the things, and I should congratulate both of you gentlemen, because I know that in 2020 there was the opening of the first automotive repair shop here in the city of Houston, right? It's Padofo. Cardoff. Right. Yeah, Cardoff. Now, that's actually somewhat of an inspirational story in itself, because that's an individual who worked for an actual institution, eventually saw the need for mobile auto repairs. He started to do that on his spare time, and today he's actually sitting in his own shop with his own staff, hiring. Right.
Yeah.
Hiring
people.
And you guys, both institutions played a big role in assisting in ensuring that this business endeavor moves smoothly, moves on forward smoothly, right?
Yeah.
So, Nuno, in regards to Anusba, one of the, let's say, primary key points that you believe that the community should do in order to get more empowered, what would that be?
Yeah, is not be afraid of doing businesses. Okay, the only way that we can empower our community, and we saw that for a long time ago.
Right.
Okay, and we put together this idea, and we said, hey, we need to create an association that we can bring together those small businesses, help them to grow, and then later on they can support the community.
Right.
They can hire members of our community.
Right.
That's the only way, because we have our own companies and we work alone.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
Yeah, if you want to go fast, you go alone.
Indeed.
But if you're going to go far,
Right.
you have to go together.
Right.
So that's why we decide, hey, we lack a lot of financial support in our community.
Right.
Why? Because we don't have strong businesses. We don't have references in the business in our community. We have small businesses. Let's get together. Let's learn from each other,
Right.
and let's grow. There are a lot of resources available out there, and if we go together, we can get it.
Right.
That's what we did now.
Right.
So we're bringing this Angola U.S. Business Forum, the Gala, and Angolan Community event because we work together.
Right.
And we got a sponsorship.
Right.
That's why we need.
Right. I mean, it's an organized effort.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
And that's not just a fault of Angolans, I would say. It may even be an African thing. The lack of organized institutions that could actually favor our community sometimes is so big that it creates a deficit. And representation, as you mentioned, sometimes makes a big difference, because now people can look at it and be like, okay, so if Angola can do it,
Yes.
right, maybe we should try it also. And that connects it back to the sister sister cities effort, right? Luanda still being the only African city
Yes.
connected to Houston.
connected to Houston.
Yeah.
And this is a city that is, I mean, honestly, I think that the financial power of the African financial power in this city is probably Nigerian.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And I know that politically Cameroon tends to have always more
Cameroon
pull than other countries. And I don't know if it is the benefit of both languages or but they always seem to be in the right places with the right decision, or where the decisions are made. Let me put it this way, right? And Angola, of course, it's one of those that I've always said is the sleeping bear. Yeah. Always quiet when it is asleep, and when he wakes up, you know that it is awake.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And Gil, the only way that we can bring more people to our organizations is to show them that we can do something that they can relate with. Otherwise, they say, hey, this business association, guys, you don't do any. No, we do a lot.
Right.
We do workshops. We do seminars. We do webinars. We're going to have this big forum. But they can come and they will see. But they will have to help the community later on.
Right.
And this happens with any other community. And we all feel that we have a responsibility. Okay. You touched on a very important point. From 2005 to 2015, a lot of associations came up. Okay, they were created, but there is a reason behind of these. The relationship between U.S. and Angola is back from 1999, 1998.
2000, I think it was 2002. When
2002. That was when we got the consulate in Houston. Okay, there are 20 years. The Angolan consulate has been in Houston. Okay, in the first 5 years, they got to get established. And then the community comes back and say, hey, it's time. We have the consulate. Now we need to create the associations. And you are one of the guys that give us a lot of support. And you say all the time, no, there are a lot of associations in Houston. Yes, because we have a very diverse community. We have, as Muma said, we have students, we have employees, we have diplomats, we have business people, residents. We have from north to south, east to west. We have everyone.
And that's one of the things that I kind of also want to mention, and that's basically for our viewers, because the jungle does not just necessarily cover Houston. You guys somewhat cover also even portions of the West Coast and the Gulf Coast, right? Not just Houston specifically.
So and that's the effort, because we may say we are Texas, but when there's a need somewhere, we make sure that we support that, even though there may not be a formal organization in those areas. But whenever there's a call for assistance or coaching or mentoring or any other type of assistance that they may need, we jump in and we do that. So much so we've had I work with guys in Arizona. They're not even here. Louisiana is another place that we worked with. So that's just how it is.
Mentorship.
Because you need to grow. You always need to have that. You need to have somebody to look up to, or some other ways that you have to change yourself and grow. Otherwise, you're stagnant. But coming back to ANUSBA, the function that ANUSBA is performing on this whole picture is to foster that growth that we need. We said we started and then we slow down. All kinds of things happen. In 2015, price of oil went down. People lost their jobs. Business weren't doing exactly what they were supposed to be doing. Their core business, they have to change. And that taught us a lesson that we should be diversified and be able to do more than what we're supposed to do, at the first glance. So, and the sister city on the other side is doing the same. The sister city, like I said, is really, its objective is really to make that bridge between the two cities and make sure that the culture is flowing. We have an artist coming, and this artist will be bringing paintings of his own. Manuel Ventura is his name. So if you look him up, you see that he's got some beautiful art. And if you go into our website, HoustonLuandasisterCity.org, you'll see his paintings. So I invite the listeners and the TV or the channel watchers to go into the HoustonLuandasisterCities.org and look at Manuel Ventura's paintings. Because that's how he's raising funds. And what we're trying to do here is get that brother move from his usual platform to this new platform of Houston City, of Houston. And then on the other hand, we have Charles Washington, who's a renowned artist here in the state of Texas, and particularly in Houston, who also will be doing the opposite. He will be going to Angola for a period of time to show his work.
So he's also doing an exhibition in Angola.
He's a Houstonian. He's going to Angola for I think it's about 3 weeks. An exchange of artists. So that's on the cultural side. Sports. We have, there's a lot of things that you still are still in the works, but. Just to lay it out there, the NBA, we got something going on with the NBA, so that will be something that we can talk on later episodes when things are more solid, established. And so it goes on, and then you have the business side where when one thing is laid in place, the rest follows, and that's what we're doing. So
No, definitely, and I can definitely appreciate and I totally understand where you come from when you say that you somewhat serve as a mentorship to other regions. Because when I served in Washington D.C. as the president of Kudisanga for the years that I served, we basically did the same thing, because you are looking at Maryland, Virginia, and Washington D.C. And then we had Philadelphia or Pennsylvania, the state of Pennsylvania, right, which is a big state, right? You have West Virginia, you have North Carolina, and South Carolina. These are places that didn't have anything in place, so we pretty much served as the
link,
right?
The support,
for that community, and most of the time it's like the fact that you even the one thing that I say is that the fact that you even have the ability to do that, you have the ability to serve and assist them. When I say them, the other communities, is already a blessing in itself.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
And I say that to say that having additional members willing to assist these organizations, being able to assist other communities is definitely key. Because we can't do it by ourselves at all.
No.
Right.
And just for the simple fact that you may not have all the visibility of the issues, you know. You may need someone who's on the other side who has a different point of view and it sees not just the problem but the solution in a different way than you're looking at it. 2008, let me just jump back. 2008, you and I worked on Kudisanga back in DC, you know, on a seminar, and that was very informing. It brought a lot of communities together in terms of understanding what the Kudisanga was doing and how they could emulate that to get to the next level. So out of all that stuff, you know, Sister City kept going because they were already in place. But out of that came Anusba, you know, and Anusba, you know, having that niche in terms of satisfying the small and medium enterprise, you know, being championed by Nuno, and we are behind them. Supporting that's where we are going.
No, because I mean, in all honesty, I think that and I can speak from my personal experience. One of the things that I did with Kudisanga, although I was the elected president, but the first thing that I did was I created a presiding council, and I functioned that way because I automatically understood two things. One of them was that, okay, for us to be able to move forward, and especially in that region, I had to be able to tap on the elders that we had. And two, in order for me to be able to have a moving forward resource pool of individuals that could move forward, I had to be able to tap on the youngers, on the younger generation. So I created this presiding council, and I was lucky enough at the time to have, as part of the presiding council, one of them was Maria da Cruz, and I was also trying to bring. I had
Nadine.
I had Nadine, of course. She great assistance, and I was also trying to bring actually a gentleman that ran another association prior to that existed in the area. I can't remember the name right now, but anyway, no, Alberto was part of Kudisanga, but Alberto had been part of that association. I can't remember the name of the association now, but anyway, not that important. So what we did was we got also elders to serve as our guides, because we as young people sometimes don't pay much attention to who is sick and shut in, who's having financial issues and this and that, because we move, we run. But yet, those guys were in our ears, listen, attention to this, attention to that, and that's one of the things. Are you guys here in this effort that both associations have, feel the same need from an elder community to actually approach you guys, or for you to approach, or do you have everything that you need from both the elder community and the younger community?
Yeah, on at Django, we do actually the same that you try to do in Washington. We don't have this presiding council, but we try to integrate both generations. So that's why we don't have in our in our board we have different generations, so
Got you.
we can interact, and
Right.
they can also go to the community
and give you
and
feedback.
yeah. Because sometimes it's a little bit difficult to communicate with the community, but you need to have the key players that can go and talk
Indeed.
directly with them, understanding what are the problems, what are the issues, how can we help, what are the needs that they have. We can do a lot more. And Anusba is a little bit different. Okay, at Anusba I am the youngest one. Okay, but we have a board. If we sum the years of we have of experience, we all came from oil and gas industry. We have more than 150 years of experience just in the board of Anusba. It's a very solid, highly qualified board. We have people that understands, have a lot of years in the industry, and we can communicate. Okay, we can communicate. Of course, we need to bring more people. We need to attract more businesses, more entrepreneurs, more young people that wants to get in the business without any fear. Come, let's talk. We have a lot of experience. We have businesses. We've run several businesses. Some of them have failed. Some of them are very successful. But we can share this knowledge. Anusba is the same. Talking not only about Anusba and Django and Sister City, we have also Casa d'Angola.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Casa d'Angola, so when I say we, the guys who have, everybody say, hey, why Muma and Nunu, they are everywhere. Gil,
I think you have just taken the question out of my mouth. That's exactly the question
this
that I was
is just something that I want to share with you, Gil. We have a big community, but no one is willing to serve for free. We take our time and our money to serve the community, to run those organizations, to make the Angolan name visible. That's what we're doing here.
Now, do you think that maybe the community does not understand that translation? Because I understand where you're coming from, because trust me, you know that I've been exactly in the same place. A lot of times people think that, the reason why this individual is doing is because he's getting.
Exactly.
When it's entirely the opposite.
It's completely the opposite.
It's because we actually giving.
Exactly.
Splitting out of our own into between family and community.
And this is what people do not understand. You cannot get if you don't give. You have to give first, and then you get in return. Muma and I, we have spent a lot of money, not only in those associations, but also with the community. And
people.
And time.
The people.
And time.
And time. We help guys here. Okay? Last year, yes, Muma. We had a guy that was facing financial struggles. Yeah, we helped. We help a lot of members of our community because we want to give, then to receive later on. So what we're going to receive at the recognition. Hey, they're doing that. Let's help. Because we created those associations, but we're not going to stay there forever. No, we need them to come and take from we are now and get to the next level.
Add value to it.
Add value. That's it.
My grandmother used to say something very interesting. My grandmother used to say, listen, you can never receive if you have not given, because if you have not given, you have too much to hold on to. And if you have too much to hold on to, you are going to miss the important things that you need to receive. So she always said, make sure that you keep your hands free and able to receive.
That's it.
And with that, let's go into another break, and we'll be back in a few more minutes. If you have just joined us, you're now tuned into Diaspora Central with Gil Ingles and my guests today, Mr. Nunu Rosa and Mr. Muma. Muma, it's kind of funny because you know that most people don't know your last name.
Makondekwa.
Yeah. It's like, but most people don't know your last name. As soon as you say Muma, everybody knows who Muma is.
Yeah.
I'm fortunate enough to be known just by one name.
One name. That's a good thing. That's an important feature, right?
Yes.
Yeah. It's like a king kind of thing.
Yeah.
Do you have a crown?
In my imagination.
Yeah.
In my imagination.
Yeah.
In the imagination.
Yeah. But in Angola, you're not
It's
your
that
lineage is not crown.
We can talk about that in another
show.
Probably some part of the court of the old kingdom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but not actual kings.
No,
Not
because
that I know of.
because you know crowns no crowns.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel that you got a crown.
No, I'm doing some work. We are diverging from the conversation, but
and we're supposed to be going to a break, but that's okay.
There's still some work in progress. I think, as far as I know, it's just part of the court of the royal court.
Okay,
as far as I know,
yeah. But let's go ahead and take this quick break, and we'll be back.
Yeah.
No let's take a look at maybe some images of Angola.
Yeah,
some images of Angola. All right, we'll be right back. And we are back. If you have just joined us, you're now tuned into Diaspora Central with Gil Ingles and my guests today, Mr. Muma. Makondekwa. And Mr. Nunu Rosa.
That's me, man.
Yeah. Woo! Gentlemen, let's talk about the events for this season.
Yes.
Right. Now, I kind of want to start with the last event, which is the event that will close everything, because that one is the event that is actually for the community, wide open. No invitations necessary. Anyone can come, right? It's going to be at Bam Bam Banquet.
Yes,
in Banquet Hall.
Westheimer and Highway 6.
Right. Oh, that's Westheimer. See, people that know Texas, they don't even give you an address. They just tell you, listen, Westheimer and Highway 6, and you already know. Now,
you know.
Now, Westheimer only meets Highway 6 on the west side, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's. I'm just saying, because some of us are not from Houston, Texas. We may be going east on Westheimer looking for Highway 6, right?
Yeah.
Because I think I understand Highway 6 is another belt around the city.
Correct.
Yeah.
Almost.
Not all the way.
Yeah, almost.
Yeah.
Not all the way, but
Yeah.
it's
Those
it's
are
a half belt.
right. Yeah.
It's a half belt.
Yeah. So now, what can we expect from this Saturday event? I mean, of course, dancing.
Yeah, we're gonna have dancing. We're gonna have a couple of local artists. They're gonna perform. We're gonna have a very well-known local DJ.
Okay.
We're gonna have Angolan food.
Yeah.
But important to mention that this Angolan community event will be different from the previous ones.
Okay.
This one we're gonna be it's gonna be from 7 p.m. to 2 a.m.
Ooh.
That's it. No like the other ones we used to go until 6 a.m. I said no.
No, but hold on. From seven until 2. That's a long time.
It's
man.
a lot. Yeah, but we're gonna have performances in
Still a
in
long
between.
time. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. That's 6 hours. That's almost a work day.
Yeah, it's a
It is work.
well. We're gonna have several things going on.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have speeches. So
Right.
Muma is gonna talk for 30 minutes.
No.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Muma doesn't talk much though.
No, he's the one.
I'm saving for the event.
Yeah, he's gonna say for the event.
I'll be honest with you. I get more concerned about him talking.
Yeah.
Because he will talk
go.
for 30 minutes. Right?
Yeah.
And so then it's gonna be really the true community. Everyone will be present.
Yes.
Not only the official institution of the Republic of Angola, which is the General Consulate, but also all the community institutions will be present.
And people
So,
and
yeah.
And
Now,
even we're getting some members of the from our community
Okay.
outside of Houston.
Got
So
you.
we are inviting some leaders
From other
communities
Got you.
to come and join.
Yeah.
That's gonna be the first event after 2 years. So
Got you.
we have limited capacity. But
yeah.
we
What's
still
limited?
250 people.
250
Yeah,
people.
250 people.
Okay.
And after this, we're gonna lock down the
All right.
doors. No one gets
Yeah.
in.
Unless somebody gets out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but 250 people. That's a lot. That's a lot of people, of course. And not only that, there's also something that goes right. 250 people. This may be a good opportunity, and I will put that to the audience. Of course, the event is it's free, right?
It's free. It's free.
gratis.
Yeah, it's
No-
gratis. No one is gonna pay a penny.
Right.
Okay. Everything is sponsored.
Right.
We put together a very good plan. Very good. Yeah. We're gonna have. It's gonna be a very good event for the community.
Right.
Okay. Food, drinks, good music.
Yeah.
The main objective is not this.
Right.
Is to get together.
Right. So
After 2 years, we need to get together.
Right.
But with all COVID protocols.
got you.
Yeah.
So all COVID protocols in place, and there will be dancing. So one of the things that I kind of want, and I want to bring this up to our listeners and our audience, of course. if you do come, of course, it's a free event. I would suggest, and I suggest this to the community, they have not told me to do this, and I'm doing this on my own. Bring $10. Cash. Of course, if you have cards, probably better because you can do 20.
Yeah.
Right. If you have checks, then even better because then you can do 40. Right. And give a donation because this is a good opportunity to get fundraising going, right? Because these associations do struggle in getting events like this together. And sometimes you have to knock several doors to get enough sponsorship to be able to get it going. So it will not hurt them at all if you donate $10 to a bucket, and Diaspora Central maybe will put the bucket out there. I'm kidding.
That's good.
That's a good idea, though.
It's a good idea.
I'm kidding, but it is a good idea. I'm just kidding. The Diaspora Central will put it out there, but I think that we should have a what do they? Is there a term for balayo in English?
The plate. The plate.
A plate?
Yeah.
No, but the balayo is not a plate.
Balayo is
let's Google it then. Let's Google it.
Yeah, but we need to we need the balayo out there. So for those of you that don't know,
I can bring the balayo.
You bring the balayo.
I have a Angolan balayo. A big one.
Look, we gotta make sure that it's not one of those strict. Some of the bills may be stuck in it.
That's true.
By the time he takes it home. No, but I think it would be a good opportunity to gather funds for these organizations, right? And afterwards you guys can do that. So my suggestion is
basket.
Yes,
Balayo says basket.
Basket. Okay, we'll go with basket. So basically, bring $10 or whatever you can. I'm saying 10 because I think that it's the least that you can give for a 6-hour event. Right? And donate it. If you don't have it, it's okay. Bring nothing. If you have something, maybe toys at Christmas, toys for kids, right? Toy drive. So this is an opportunity maybe to get all of these drives going. So get a toy drive for the community, and I don't know. Is the community already created a what I call a second-hand electronics repurposing program where you guys take electronics from people who may not. I may have a cell phone that I no longer use. I wipe that cell phone and it sits collecting dust in my house. And that could be a community member who probably has no means of communication. And today with COVID, and same thing with sometimes even with computers, right? Today with COVID, you got to do everything remotely, and sometimes it requires you either to use a phone or a computer to set up those appointments. So, and I'm just throwing stuff on your plate like two weeks before the event, right? Before you know, you need you need a what you call a big food container out there, a 40-foot container out there to take everything. But I'm just suggesting to the community that listen, come, enjoy yourself, of course, and bring something. Winter is of course approaching. We had a bad winter experience earlier this year. No, this
February.
year, right? Earlier this year.
Last season.
So, in with the plans of preparing ourselves for that, maybe if you have maybe coats that you no longer use, would that be a good opportunity to bring those coats?
No, that's something that we've done in the past. We've sent a full container with that stuff overseas, and we've shared things around here. You know, so it's just like we were saying, things kind of slow down. People change. We changed people. People came in town that didn't know how the processes work. And a lot of people left. So we just need to pick that up. And thanks for the ideas, man. I think we can always do those kinds of things. It takes time. It takes effort. That's why we need the people. We also need the people.
I'm not done yet. I have one more.
Go. I know.
Go ahead.
Food bank.
Food bank. Food bank.
For people who maybe cannot donate $10, can they bring maybe
canned food,
right? Non-perishable, right? Don't bring a ham.
No. Or a turkey. No.
Or a turkey.
Yeah.
Non-perishable.
Non-perishables, canned food. Just bring some and put it out there because there's always someone that can probably use that in the community, right? Yeah. And I'll take this opportunity here to plug something else. And in case the Angolan community cannot use it, of course, they will be glad to share probably with said institute, the Pan-African Library, because they also have a program that does that for kids, right? Yeah. So there was the great Sunday, not Saturday, Sunday, excuse me, Friday night. Event. Friday going into Saturday, which is the 17th.
Yeah, 17th we're going to have sports.
Yeah. Okay. So that's Saturday.
So we're going to have, actually, we have a small change.
Okay. Update us on the change.
Yeah, that's the key point that we need to pass here. We'll not have the sports on Saturday anymore.
Okay,
you're gonna have this Saturday on December 11.
Okay.
Sorry,
so
December 11 before.
So the sports event is on the 11th.
On the 11th,
it's a weekend before the.
Yeah, 1 week before. Why, Gil? Right. It's you're gonna have a party.
No, it makes a lot of sense. Yeah,
a lot of players, they will not show up for the soccer game. You know that.
Well, I can tell you right now. Okay. I used sports as a way of stopping our young men in Washington D.C. from going out and drinking too much. Because I'll share this with you guys. Of course, when I was presiding Kudisanga, one of the problems that we had in the Washington, D.C. area is that we couldn't keep our Angolan young men with their driver's licenses. Yes. Because they were going out, over drinking, and then driving. Talk wasn't working. Yeah. Right. It wasn't working. So the initiative was, you know what? Let's do sports. Yeah. So we registered the team to a Sunday league. Mm-hmm. So that way on Saturday, they would party, but wouldn't party as hard because they knew that on Sunday morning
they would have a game.
They have a game and they have to be ready because this is now. I mean, there was a league that was part of actually the National Soccer League, so it was high visibility, and they were representing a country, right? It changed the entire mindset, and with that, we were able to retain as many of them from going through the same bad path that a lot had gone previously. So I know definitely what you mean. I would not plan a soccer game the day after a 2 a.m. outing. No way. It wouldn't work. I don't think you even would get me, and I don't drink. Yeah.
So we've decided to change to December 11th.
Okay, so it's the previous Saturday, the Saturday before, there'll be the sports event. Yes. Right? And that sports event will entail, what's the plan here?
Is to have a soccer game between the elders and young and youngest ones. So and then so it's
just another gathering, a tournament.
It's just another gathering.
Yeah.
And then
is it indoor or outdoor?
Indoor.
That's indoor soccer. Okay. So that's a little bit easier. Yeah. A little bit easier on the body, but takes a lot more conditioning to be able to function in that environment, right? Yeah. Okay. So then, moving on back after that, there's of course the event for the from the 17th, moving back to the event prior to that, which is the gala. There's there's the gala 15th. For the Sister Cities.
Sister Cities gala on the 15th. From 6 to 9 p.m.
Okay, and what is the location for that?
The location is
a Junior League of Houston. Okay. Is nearby. Is San Felipe and 610. Okay. Is just nearby San Regis Hotel.
Yeah, San Regis.
Yeah. Okay. We can share with you.
So not too far from the Galleria.
No, it's in the Galleria. 2-3 minutes.
Yeah. Away. So a couple of blocks away from the Galleria Mall.
Looking for the addresses here and the information. Once I get it, I'll share it.
Yeah, but, which is cool. And then from that gala, of course, that there's also an event that Sister Cities will have during the day, or
on the 12th, yeah.
Yes.
12 or 13.
It's on the 12th.
On the
It's
12th.
12th,
Okay.
Yeah. And so basically that's so we have art exhibit. So this is when our artist Manuel Ventura will come to Houston
to showcase
his work, and then also he's going to involve some of the youngins in the community, and from one of the local schools that we invited to do some practice work. It's actually a 2-day event. You can either take it on the 12th or do it on the 13th.
Okay, so it's a workshop. Okay.
Yeah.
Got you.
So that's so our artists will be showcasing, and this will be at the city hall downtown.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right. So that's that, and then going back from the 15th, of course, Anusba also has an event on
the 14th.
On the 14th.
Yeah.
Okay, and that event also has a evening event. Party? That's just
it's from 9 a.m.
Right.
We start at 9 a.m. with a continental breakfast.
Okay.
Then we have first panel in the morning. We're going to talk about opportunities.
Okay.
Then we go for lunch. We have a cultural moment.
Okay.
And then after lunch, we have 2 hours of business roundtable. Okay. This is where we're going to talk openly about how to do business in Angola and all this stuff. Yeah. And then we're going to wrap it up at 4:30.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that's so the business day, which is the 14th will be during the day.
During the day.
Right.
During the day.
Yeah. And then on the 12th, which is prior to that, there will of course be the workshops also, and that also will be during the day.
That's during the day, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like 9 o'clock,
right,
somewhere around there. But the forum is also going to be at the Junior League.
Yeah, at the same location.
Okay, Junior League, and that's
we booked the same location for the business forum and for the gala.
Got you.
Okay, and we will share with you the
address
link
for that. Right, but
then all the diaspora can. For the business forum, we have very limited capacity.
That's a per invitation only.
Per invitation.
Right.
You have to register, otherwise you don't get in. So
And for the Sister City Gala is pretty much the same thing, right? It's per invitation only.
Yeah,
right?
You need to register to come
you need to register to get in.
And you can find the registration. Well, invitation will go out, but you can find some information of it on our website, which is www.Houston Luanda Sister City .org.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And of course, for either one of those events, I still would also suggest that the attendees brought donations if they can afford to do so. Donations are welcome.
Yeah.
And I know that we kind of were playing around and exaggerating, on some of those, but definitely donations are welcome, and good donations. Don't bring stuff that makes right. I mean, bring in good donations. In other words, add value to someone else's life. All right, gentlemen, it's been a pleasure to have you both here with me today.
Likewise.
Thank you, Gil.
Hopefully, you both promise to come back.
Definitely.
And I wish you well on that endeavor for all of these events, and thank you for being dormant and reorganizing and now coming back full fit to carry forth all these efforts.
Definitely.
Yeah. It's been a pleasure. So until next time, I will say it again to all of you.
Gil, before you close, I think this is a good opportunity for us to put out the word out there with the rest of the, diaspora, our African diaspora.
Yes.
Even though the borders are what separates us, and some natural and others artificials, it's imperative that we start thinking and joining efforts into what needs to be done for the continent, not only just for our communities or for our individual countries, but there's an effort, very imperative effort of establishing a presence in the continent, working with the continent, and taking it to where it needs to be. It's been a while that this continent's been trying to get up and do something, and the diaspora is the one that's being counted on. This effort that we're doing through Anusba, Njango, Sister City, Houston, Luanda, and Casa d'Angola are just stepping stones to the bigger thing that needs to be done and people's minds and people's to benefit people's health and wealth. That's something that needs to be done by all of us consistently so that we can get there.
All right. Yes. No, we definitely appreciate that, and we can probably even do a community highlight for what you have just mentioned. So let's do a community highlight for that, because it is important. We sometimes take for granted, right? Some of those things. And gentlemen, the last thing that I would say is that definitely consider Diaspora Central a partner, a media partner to your efforts.
Thank you.
Consider this home.
Thank you.
At any point in time, do not hesitate. With me or without me, Diaspora Central is here to stay.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you, Gil.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us, and
Yeah.
please come to the business forum, come to the gala.
Yeah,
And
I
then,
will definitely be. See,
Yeah.
he's setting me up,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
he's setting.
He has a responsibility.
He's setting me up already.
Don't drink.
Yeah.
He's setting me up.
Thank you so much, Gil. Thank you so much.
No, I'll definitely be present. And as I always like to close, and I'll tell every single one of you, remember the following: if we don't do for ourselves, no one else will. So until next time, you take care of yourselves and each other.